Good evening. My name is Michelle, and this is Abby. And welcome back to our channel. So, today's video is a short animated story about the day that I almost lost Abby. The story will tell you what happened, but basically, she ate a rotten iguana when I was on a trip and she was being watched by someone else, and she got very, very, very ill. I thought I was gonna lose her, but luckily she pulled through. So it is a happy ending to the story, but it was very traumatic, very sad, and I didn't get to share it with you guys. So I just wanted to give you guys the quick animated version of the story, and then I'll talk about, what I learned from the situation, what insurance coverage that I should have had or did have, so that maybe you guys can make better decisions and hopefully prevent your pet from going through something similar. Abby's close call, the day I almost lost her. I went on a 3-day trip and I left Abby with a friend. She was having a great day with a friend. In his backyard, he had a lake, so she was running around having a good old time. She found a dead, rotten iguana in the lake, and he quickly noticed and removed it from her. I was so happy to be back, and I picked her up a couple days later. The next day, on our walk, she was not walking the same, so poorly that I had to carry her all the way home. I immediately took her to the vet, but they had no idea what was wrong with her. They ran test after test and they could not figure out what was wrong with her. They decided to keep her for observations. The next day, she was paralyzed. They needed to refer me to the neurologist. The neurologist quoted me about $15,000, but they still had no idea what was wrong. I went home and I started to think. After a little bit of research, I found the culprit. Abby got botulism. There's no cure, and we just have to support her and see if her body can fight it off. So I brought her home and hoped for the best. Over the next couple days, her condition did not improve, but it did not get worse. 2 days later, she started to move around a little bit more, and by 1 week, she was trying to walk on all 4 feet. 2 weeks after that, she was walking again, and Abby made a full recovery. Please subscribe if you like this video, hit the like button, and we'll see you next time. Speak. Why do you sound so weird? So I hope you like that quick animated clip. So Abby ate a dead iguana. She got very, very sick. She got botulism, which is a neurotoxin. Basically, it blocks the signals from the nerves to the muscles. So by the second day, she was fully paralyzed from the waist down. And they were trying to refer me to a neurologist. At that point, the doctors had no idea what was wrong. So the neurologist was like, okay, we're gonna have to take an MRI, which is gonna be $8,000. And then we're looking at surgery potentially if it's spinal injury, which is another $10,000, in addition to blah, 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 blah. So they were quoting me $15,000 to $20,000, and they didn't even know what was wrong with Abby. I luckily had health insurance for her, but with the pet insurance that I had, I would have to pay everything up front and out of pocket. And then they would reimburse me if they found it to be an eligible claim. So there was a lot of stress, a lot of consideration to be involved. So I went home and I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a second opinion. I did some research, I called around, and we settled on botulism. Now botulism, once it's taken effect, once a dog is affected by the toxin, there is no cure. So the dog becomes paralyzed, and if it's severe, it can shut down the diaphragm, which is the muscle underneath the lungs to help it breathe, and the heart, which eventually causes the death of the dog. So in the vets, what they can do is try to put them on a respirator and try to keep everything alive and going until the body clears it. But a lot of the times dogs do pass away from botulism when they do get it. It's kind of a rare disease because they only get it really once from eating rotten food, which is not something that most dogs get into. But obviously the rotten iguana that potentially was in the lake for weeks before she got her mouth on it caused that. Luckily, my friend who was taking care of her got it away from her relatively quickly, and she only had a mild case. Mild case meaning she was paralyzed, but it didn't fully paralyze her to the point where she lost, you know, control of her neck and head or her lungs and heart. So it was just a week of me carrying her to the bathroom and putting her next to some water and feeding her little eggs and sprinkling water in her mouth. But after a few days, she was starting to move around a little bit more, and I realized we were out of the woods. And it took about a month for her to fully recover, but now I would say she's fully recovered. It was extremely scary. I was heartbroken. I was calling around, getting second opinions. I was told that, you know, I probably might have to put her down. And I was just, I'm very grateful that she's with us today. That's all else I'm gonna say about it. So what I learned from this is I need to have a larger emergency fund to cover a $20,000 potential bill, so that it doesn't put me into debt while I'm waiting for the insurance to reimburse my expenses. However, it would have been a whole different decision if I didn't have pet insurance. So I do have pet insurance. It's with Embrace. I'm not sponsored or anything, but I do use them, and they were okay. It took a while to get the reimbursement, but they did come through in the end and reimburse me for her medical bills. However, the first year, I think my premium was $300, and then after this emergency, the premium went up to like $1,000 for a year coverage. So it's not cheap, but it did give me peace of mind for this event. So I just wanted to share my experience and how pet insurance really kind of did help the decision to be a little bit easier when I was under a lot of stress and I was losing my best friend. So just wanted to share, don't let your dogs eat any dead iguanas. And you'd be surprised, a lot of things are toxic to dogs that I had no idea. So just wanted to bring awareness to this. Protect your pets, don't let them eat anything crazy on the ground. And if they are showing signs, or if they do get ahead of something, there's ways to like maybe have activated charcoal, I think is something that can absorb some toxins. If you get it in your dog's mouth quickly, peroxide, I think it'll induce vomiting. If they do get into something that is toxic, it's really important to get it out of their system before it takes hold. And yeah, so Abby is doing very well. She's fully recovered, back to normal. I was very scared, but I am super grateful to have her back, moving around, jumping around, being the little crazy girl that I love so much. And we're happy to still be here to share our experiences with you guys. So if you guys like this video, let me know below if you've had any health scares with your dog. Do you have pet insurance? Do you have any better pet insurance options? Maybe ones that'll pay up front instead of having to have it reimbursed? Let me know in the comments below. And we will see you guys next time. Bye.